Renee Filipponi, CBC News.
Yes.
The federal government is set to release a new strategy on China and the Pacific. It says it wants to work with China on issues like climate change, nuclear proliferation, non-proliferation, but also challenge Beijing over threats to Taiwan, free speech in Hong Kong, the treatment of Uyghurs. What's your response to that new strategy from the federal government?
Well, I have to see the strategy. So far, there has been no strategy. When it's published, we'll comment on it. I think it's very troubling that the Prime Minister has known about allegations of foreign interference in Canadian elections since last January, and he hasn't taken any action. I haven't seen any evidence of action from this government to protect our democracy from that kind of foreign interference. I think Justin Trudeau needs to explain why he knew and why he did nothing. We need to protect democracy for Canadians. No foreign government should have any influence over our elections or our future. That should reside in the hands of Canadians, and so far that has not been the case with the Prime Minister. He has failed to protect our democracy. On a more global level, we need to have a government that stands up for human rights and for freedoms and defends Canada's interests in an increasingly dangerous world. I should have mentioned in English, the Conservative Party is pushing for meetings to investigate the allegations of interference by the Chinese Communist government in our elections. We're pushing for these meetings to happen at the Procedure and House Affairs Committee. We believe we have enough signatures to make those meetings happen, and we can get an investigation going into what the Prime Minister knew, what he's going to do about it, and how we're going to protect our democracy from foreign interference.
Good morning, Mr. Poilievre. Miguel Santamaria, Global News. As you've already mentioned, Global News reported the Prime Minister was briefed by CSIS on significant interference by China in the 2019 election. Your party has promised to get tougher on foreign interference, as you mentioned. How concerned are you about the CCB's alleged interference campaign in Canada, and what exactly would you do differently if you were in power?
Well, we're very concerned about the allegations that came to light that the Prime Minister was briefed of foreign interference in our democratic process as early as January. There have been widely publicized allegations of interference in 2 consecutive elections now, and nothing done. A Prime Minister who sat by and done nothing. He's resisted even opportunities for us to investigate this interference. And so that's why Conservatives have forced hearings at the Procedure and House Affairs Committee to investigate the facts, to find out what happened. We're looking at potential proposals that would bolster our counterintelligence, that would protect Canadian citizens from intimidation, and that would expose any level of interference by any foreign government in our democracy. Thank you.